you superhero fans out there, we have got a treat for you. I'm Kaitlyn Durocher, and I'm at the premiere of Marvel's Daredevil, a new Netflix series based on the famous comic book character. There's sure to be a lot of action and adventure, so stay tuned right here on The Scoop. So, you are Daredevil. Are you a Daredevil in real life?
Yeah, I am a little bit actually. Yeah, I am a little bit. I mean, yeah, I like to go on adventures, and I'm capable of doing some pretty crazy stuff, I guess.
Okay, fair enough. Now, your character in the show is blind. How did you go about getting in character for that? Were there any type of techniques that you went about doing?
Yeah, I worked with a blind consultant for a month or so before the show, and just concentrated on I did a lot of filming of him and watching his eyes and trying to figure out what he was doing, and also he taught me my cane technique, and we spent time in the house just going over household chores, reading Braille, all that stuff that would be imperative to know if you're playing someone who's blind. So, and it's tricky as well. It's tricky as an actor to not have the use of your eyes. You forget. You don't realize. I didn't realize how much as an actor you rely on your eyes to connect with other people, to communicate. You can say one thing as an actor, and you can mean something very different just by what's going on in your eyes. And I obviously didn't have that luxury.
So tell me about your role in this show.
Well, I actually turn up a little bit later. I don't know if I'm doing spoilers here, but I play a character named Francis who works for Fisk and is completely loyal to Fisk and his cause. And
experience being a villain, kind of.
Very much so, and looks out for Wesley as his primary focus. Wesley is his number one priority on Fisk's team.
What is it like playing kind of the main character's like best friend type character in the show?
It's kind of sad. I've always wanted to put on a superhero suit, but apparently superhero suits only come in sample sizes. So I would have to get one specially made. I don't want to do that. We certainly at Nelson and Murdoch don't have the money for both of us to have a suit. So.
So tell me a little bit about your character in this series.
I keep saying she's like really headstrong and determined. She keeps pushing through, and she's sort of an investigative journalist a little in her own right. So she kind of keeps going until she gets the truth.
Very cool. Kind of got that woman power in there.
Very much.
So you were kind of the love interest for Daredevil. What's that like?
It'll be interesting. You guys will have to watch and sort of see how that develops. But I think, like all really great love stories, it starts kind of as friends and really meeting each other in a way, needing a good companion.
So tell me a little bit about your character in this series.
Can't tell you a whole bunch. I'm a dangerous Russian, and someone that Daredevil may have to watch out for. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I certainly keep a couple of the other characters busy.
So what is it like turning a comic book into a TV series rather than a movie, which is what Marvel kind of typically does?
Well, this was a very special way of doing this. When we looked at the Avengers were, how do you save the universe? When we look at our street level heroes, whether it's Daredevil or it's Luke Cage or Jessica Jones or Iron Fist, those characters are here to save the neighborhood. So, smaller mission, maybe smaller theater. So that was really the way to start.
So I'm curious to know what kind of things you did to get into character for the villain of the show.
Basically, I just shaved my head and showed up. No, it's an amazing thing. The showrunner was so good, Stephen DeKnight, the writer, that every time there was a new script, I couldn't wait to open it to see what we would have to get away with. He just did it so well. I mean, the big thing with our show, unlike the movies, is that you really get to spend the emotional life with the characters. With Charlie's character and my character, you really get to know them in an emotional way and get to know their strengths and their weaknesses, and that was the most intriguing part, and that was the part that required most of the work, as an actor.
Right. So tell me a little bit about your role in this show.
I play Melvin Potter, aka the Gladiator. He's a machinist. I think he's described as caught between a rock and a hard place, and I don't know how much I can tell you at this point.
Some spoilers.
I don't know. Yeah, you guys got to find out.
Okay.
I really feel fortunate. I'm grateful to have such a wicked character. You guys, I don't think the press has got any early, copies of it, but it's going to be exciting when it does drop on the 10th.
So my question for you is, if you could be in real life one superhero, who would you be and why?
Oh, just one. One. One that I always really loved very much was in X-Men was Rogue. She was always my favorite. I like the idea that she could, it sucks to not be able to touch people, and touch is such a huge part of my life, but I think gloves are sexy. And the fact that she can absorb anyone else's powers is kind of awesome. It's a little bit of a cheat because it basically means I get to be everybody.
Oh, probably, okay, this is not a superhero, but remember the Max? Did you ever watch that? The blonde girl on the Max, because she had ripped abs and like a lot of blonde hair.
Who would I be and why? Oh boy. I think I'd want to fly. So Iron Man's got to be up there. And I kind of like the fact that you're protected by all sorts of stuff in that really swish suit. So I'm gonna go with him. Yeah.
I'm a big Thor fan. I'm a big Thor fan. When Chris Hemsworth got that role, I was like, oh man. But he's the guy.
So if you were to have one superpower in real life, what would it be and why?
I feel like there's only ever two that people want. It's either to fly or to be invisible. I would probably say fly.
Maybe telekinesis?
Good, invisible would be good. I think all the top ones,
Super speed. I think that would be really cool.
Hi, I'm Eldon Henson, and you're watching The Scoop.
Fight on.
Well, that's it for me here at the premiere of Marvel's Daredevil. Be sure to tune in next week for more star-studded premieres. I'm Kaitlyn Durocher, and you're watching The Scoop.